Why emotional distance feels like betrayal. Some people struggle deeply with distance, not only physical, but emotional as well. Not because they don't value independence, not because they're afraid of being alone, but because pulling back once felt like a risk. Like a familiar discomfort when someone feels distant, a feeling that connection might be slipping, even when having your own space is reasonable. In this video, we're going to look at how that happens, and why boundaries can trigger guilt instead of relief. In some environments, emotional closeness wasn't optional. Emotional availability was expected. Attention was noticed. Distance meant something. You may not remember being told you couldn't step away, but you might remember what happened when you did. A change in tone, a subtle withdrawal, a tension in the room that didn't get explained. No drama, no confrontation, just a sense that stepping back affected the atmosphere. Over time, you learned that emotional distance didn't feel neutral. It started to feel loaded, like it carried consequences you couldn't quite name, but learned to anticipate. Children learn what keeps emotional connection steady. If your physical presence prevents tension or emotional fallout, you stay close. You learn to be available, to respond quickly, to remain emotionally present even when you're tired. Not because you don't need a healthy space, but because stepping away for a while once came with consequences. Here's the part most people miss. Distance didn't feel neutral. It felt like abandonment. And boundaries didn't feel protective. They felt dangerous. As an adult, this can show up quietly. Guilt when you don't respond right away. Anxiety when you need time to yourself. A sense that pulling back means you're doing something wrong. You will feel it in your body before it manifests in your mind. A tightness when you say no. Restlessness when you claim your healthy space. A pull to re-engage before you're ready. Even when the boundary is reasonable, it doesn't feel safe. What makes this especially confusing is that part of you wants to distance yourself, but another part reacts immediately. As if taking your own distance will cost you something you can't afford to lose. This is why reasoning your way through it rarely works. You can know that space is healthy. You can believe that boundaries are reasonable, and still feel unsettled the moment you create them. Because the reaction isn't coming from belief, it's coming from memory. You learned a long time ago that staying close reduced uncertainty, that staying available kept things stable, that pulling back changed the atmosphere in ways that didn't feel safe. So even now, distance doesn't register as a natural thing. It registers as risk. None of this means you don't value independence. It means independence arrived without a sense of safety attached to it. And without this sense, space never gets to feel like relief. The desire of spending time alone isn't selfishness. It feels like it because you learned from childhood that closeness with your caregivers once helped maintain stability in the family environment, and then you grew up staying always available to reduced uncertainty. See the pattern? Space didn't feel like self-care. It felt like a threat to connection. In the final video of this series, we'll bring all of this together, how needs, feelings, attention, and distance became linked, and what it means to begin untangling them without blaming yourself for how you learned to cope. This was the eye behind the curtain. If something clicked, sit with it. This channel doesn't diagnose, it observes.